Ashley Fritz, and welcome to the first edition of Puttin On the Fritz. Today, I'm at Greenfield Banking Company finding out more about a program the bank puts on called Kidsville. Let's go get started. So we are now here with Mark Griffin of Greenfield Banking Company, who is a chairperson for the Kids Club as well as a loan officer at Greenfield Banking Company. So can you tell me a little bit about GBC Kidsville and what it helps to inspire kids to do?
Sure. GBC Kidsville is part of the Kids Club that we established a couple years ago, and it was a startup of a new idea to try to incorporate some of the finance responsibilities that anybody has. So we're trying to put that in a atmosphere where the kids can relate to it, and it's an interactive and fun program that lets them kind of learn some of the things such as our spending habits, our saving habits, and our giving habits. So we try to use the 3 S's, which would be the spend, save, share concepts. So it kind of incorporates the whole responsibilities that we have with our money.
Okay, very interesting. So what age group of children are you hoping to draw in?
Sure. We've targeted with the Kids Club ages 12 and under. There's other programs out there that do something similar in that they have an activity where they'll kind of train kids that are older, like the 5th, 6th grade age, but we've tried to incorporate all ages. So any kid 12 and under, if they come to this event, we give them a job, and some of that is kind of creative to find something that would be age appropriate, but we do, and it's a good program for that.
Okay, so I've been told that you have created the artwork display that's behind us. So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, I don't know if I'd say a creative or nerd, but I like doing some crafty woodworking. This is actually made out of styrofoam, like insulation board that you would have in your walls in the house. But yeah, it's just kind of getting that prop 3D dimension, so it kind of feels more like a town.
Okay,
yeah.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
So what not-for-profit organizations are involved with Kidsville?
Sure. For the nonprofits that we have this year, we have 2. One is Paws. They were with us last year, and they're coming back. The kids love it because they love the interaction with the animals, but it's a great organization for helping animals, which of course kids relate to that well. Also, we have the Hancock County Food Pantry this year. This is the first time they're going to be involved, but again, something that the kids can relate to. They can see even within our city, there's people that need help with food, and what they're going to do is help that organization, and they can physically see it. They're going to be able to, within our mock town, they're going to be able to buy groceries and as if they're taking it and donating it to the food pantry. So it's a good interactive way for them to actually feel like they're helping, and they are.
Right, so those not-for-profit organizations come and join you on the day of the
Correct.
event. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So, for example, the Paws, they've brought several animals, and they had jobs where they created for the kids. They had a dog walker last year, which the kids loved. So they went around the city walking the dogs, and they taught them a little bit about grooming and things like that. So that was really good. The food pantry, we're going to set up a grocery store so that they can we'll have some jobs created around a grocery store where the kids can come and buy groceries, and again, feel like they're actually buying them to donate to the food pantry.
So when the kids come in, do you already have their profession assigned to them, or do they have some level of getting to pick their profession?
Sure. So there's a lot that goes into this ahead of time because there's such a wide range of kids that are becoming. So we have to come up with a job that's going to be age appropriate for a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old. So we think of these jobs ahead of time and assign some of the responsibilities that they're going to be doing. We typically have 3 age categories, so when they come in, the 2 to 5 year olds are going to have a category. The 6 to 9 or 8 year olds, I believe, it has its own category, 9 to 12. So if you come in and you're a 10-year-old, we're going to have certain jobs for that age range for any of the businesses partnering with us. So even like I said, if a 3-year-old comes, they're going to be a builder, and we're going to put them in the area where they can build blocks. We're going to give all of them a title, so they feel like it's a cool experience and have a neat title.
Right. So can you tell me about some of the different jobs that you've already picked, like for the different age groups?
Sure. So we're going to have the 3 main businesses that we're going to have. Of course, it's going to be the bank, Greenfield Bank, and the Daily Reporter and 9 Star Connect are partnering with us. And then we'll have some just general city jobs that we've created. We'll also have the 2 organizations that Pause and the Hancock County Food Pantry that are partnering. So all these different organizations are going to have jobs that we're going to have. We'll also have a store. So there will be multiple areas where they have a job, but they can come and select, first of all, which employer they want to work for, and then based off of their age, they can select different titles or job positions that they'd want.
Okay. So why do you think it's important to get kids thinking financially at an early age?
I think this is a great experience for kids. Nothing is better for learning something than an interactive, fun games type position. I mean, as much as they might learn in a book, it's not going to sink in like it is for a live experience. When they actually feel like they're doing something to donate to the food pantry, for example, they're going to feel like they actually made a decision. And that's what this whole concept is that they are going to get a check, which is going to be, they can go to the bank and cash. This is going to be play money. They have to make a decision at that point. What are they going to do with that money? They can, based off our 3 principles again, they can spend it right away, and there's going to be different things that they can buy, whether it be a treat or a toy or something like that. Some of the treats are going to intentionally be more than what they're going to get on that first paycheck. They may have to decide, I'm going to save that money so until they get the next paycheck, and then they can buy something bigger. They can also, like we talked about with the Pause and the Hancock County Food Pantry, they can also donate that money. So they have to make those decisions within this fun, interactive experience.
Okay, so are there any consequences, so to speak, for making what would not be such a good choice with their money? Is there any sort of fake consequence?
That's a good question, and not to put a negative spin on something when with the kids' experience on this. I guess at the end of the experience, will they sit down and say, you know what, I could have saved my money and bought that bigger item, and that would be a learning experience for them. But to say that they've received some kind of negative reaction to it, then I would say no. But hopefully, when it's all done, it'll sink in, and they can see they had a choice, and that's the whole point of it. They make that choice of whether they're going to, just like we do every day. Are you going to spend your paycheck? Are you going to save it? Are you going to share it by donation? Same concepts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have right now. Thank you so much for talking.
Thank
with
you.
me.
Appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Now I'm here with Laura Nance, who is a credit analyst here at Greenfield Banking Company, talking about the Kidsville program. So you are on the planning committee for Kidsville. So can you tell me a little bit about all the planning that goes into it and what you have to do and how many months it takes?
This is our 2nd year. So
Okay.
last year there was quite a bit of planning. It was a brand new concept for us. And there was a lot of time and effort that went into it. So hopefully this year it's not going to be as time consuming, and we'll be able to take it a little bit farther and go into detail where we didn't get to last year.
So how did you come up with this idea for Kidsville, and where did it originate?
We have a committee. We started a kids club almost 2 years ago now, and we hold events for kids in the community, and some of them we teach them about financial matters. Others we try to just have fun. And so this was one way that we thought we could give back to the community and teach kids a little bit more about being responsible with their money.
So how do kids get involved? Do you go through the local schools or how do they?
Well, we kind of just advertise wherever we're able to. The Kids Club is part of the bank. We have savings accounts geared towards Kids Club. Other than that, our events are open to anybody, and we advertise wherever we're able to. The library and at the branches, our partners, Daily Reporter and 9 Star.
Okay, does it cost anything for the kids to participate?
It does not. This is a free community event, and you don't have to be a customer of the bank or a Kids Club member.
Okay, so how do parents sign up their kids for this program?
We don't have a sign up. It's just you show up at the time of the event, and we make sure that we get you a job.
Okay, so can you tell me about the philanthropic component of Kidsville?
Sure. We wanted to also teach kids to give back along with the saving and spending of their money. So one way to do that was to have a couple charitable organizations involved where they can actually see how that works when they give back and how it affects the community. So this year we have PAWS and the food pantry, and the kids will be able to donate their money to those organizations.
Okay, so in Kidsville, I know that there are different professions that they can have. There's also a mayor elected as well. Can you
Yes.
tell me how that works?
Sure. We do a contest. In that contest, we ask kids to answer about 5 questions in regards to becoming a mayor, such as what do they think a mayor would do, and how much do you think a mayor makes, and what they love about their city. Then we get together as a committee and help choose who the city's mayor will be. And our actual mayor of Greenfield gets involved. And so this will be our 2nd year to have a mayor, and it'll be pretty interesting to see how it works this year. But the kid mayor will get a key to the city.
That's very cool. So does each child get to do that? Now I know that there are 3 different age groups, so does every age group get to participate?
No, we do just have one mayor, but any age group can participate.
Okay. So why do you think it's important to get kids thinking financially at an early age?
I think it's important because I don't think that they really teach it in schools. I don't remember when I got out of school knowing how to balance a checkbook or even what a checkbook was. And so I think it's important that kids are aware of their finances. Obviously when they're little they don't really have finances, but how to be responsible with their money, and when you spend it, it's gone. So to know the consequences, it's very important at an early age.
I definitely agree. Well, thank you for talking with me this
Thank you.
afternoon. Now we're here with Elena Lashaway with the Greenfield Daily Reporter. So can you tell us about the business aspect of this and what the kids should expect when they come in?
Sure. Actually, it's kind of cool. We partnered with the Greenfield Bank last year for Kidsville, so this is going to be our 2nd year coming back. The cool thing is when the kids come in, they all have a colored lantern, so we know where they're going. And with our business, we'll have our own specific color, and then they have a name of what they're doing. So for us, we'll have 3 parts of our paper. We have circulation, so it's kind of like binding papers, and it's cool because we can have little 3-year-olds up there, rolling papers, thinking it's the coolest thing ever, to having, a 12-year-old going through and putting mailing labels on and helping that 3-year-old. So it's kind of cool to see that interaction there. Or then we have production, such as advertising and getting our pages proofed and ready to go. And the other side is also business and getting engaged. Getting them to engage with the public. So they get to leave our area and kind of go around and hand out a business flyer or a product that the Daily Reporter may need to take to a business within Kidsville. So that part's kind of cool when they come in. We never know how many kids we're going to have or who interviewed for what till they come to us. So they're just as excited and nervous and anxious as we are. So it's kind of fun and it's a learning thing. So coming back this year, we're really looking forward to maybe seeing some faces returning and then also seeing the new kids who heard about it from someone who did come last year, you know. So that's kind of neat.
Okay, so I've also been told that you are the person in charge of the mayor application. So can you tell me how a child would apply to be the mayor and go through that process?
Of course. So I'm not the one, I'm one of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So actually at the Daily Reporter, we are going to be running a promotion in our papers. So you can find the application in the Daily Reporter, in the Fortville-McCordsville Reporter, or the New Palestine Press. And basically, there's a form that has about 6 questions, and we're going to allow the kids to fill those questions out. That was selected by the committee for Kidsville. They can drop that off at any Greenfield Bank location or at the Daily Reporter. So it's kind of fun to kind of do the questions. It kind of gives a chance a kid to be a kid, you know, and we get to engage on it. And the cool thing is once we have all the forms in, the Kidsville committee will then vote for a mayor.
Right.
So
what kinds of questions do they get asked?
it's kind of fun. I mean, you know, you always find out how old is mom and dad, and they're like 100 in the kids' eyes, you know. So when they do the mayor questions, I know some of them are, what does a mayor do for this city? If you could have a business in the city, what would it be? Some of them are serious, and some of them are just fun. It gets kids more involved, I guess.
Right.
So
when you pick the mayor, does the mayor have any special job at Kidsville that he or she gets to do?
last year we had the Kidsville mayor was Addison Brown, and so being the first year, we didn't really, from a business standpoint, we didn't really know what to expect. But I believe Addison did give out a key to the city, and then she kind of walked around and kind of checked on everything. The best part for me, from being the business person, was watching her give the mayor a key to the city. Like, you know, here's the guy that kind of signs her things and then turns around, and he's got to have permission to come into Kidsville per se, you know. So that was neat. But then, yeah, complete. And so I think the best part about that experience was just letting kids see, you know, what they can do when they actually apply themselves. So when we had the mayor part, watching her go around was kind of cool. And you can still see her today out in the community, and it's kind of cool because she remembers that. So how cool is that to leave an impression on something fun for just a couple hours in a day?
Exactly.
So
when the kids come in, do the parents play any aspect in this, or is it completely Kidsville?
Yeah, the goal is the kids to do it. Obviously, we're not gonna tear them apart from mom and dad because it's kind of overwhelming when you first come in. But depending upon their age, we don't care if mom and dad help. We love that because they're learning more about our business, which is kind of the goal for being a partner. But if they're older, we want them to kind of take it on and see what they can do. But for sure, mom and dads are taking pictures too. We don't push them out of our business and you're like, no, come back and pick your kid up. But no, they can help. And they also learn a lot about the businesses of that community. But even while their kid is working, they can go and, tour 9 Stars little area or go through the banking part. And then they can help their kids when it comes time for a break, because with Kidsville, they actually work a week in about an hour. So when the kid's not working, they have to go cash their check. So mom and dad kind of take them to the bank or help them make decisions, which is great because I don't know how often kids get that opportunity to think like their mom and dad.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did the Daily Reporter decide to get involved and partner with this program?
Well, we got a call from one of the committee members, Mark Griffin. I believe this was like his baby. So when he said it, this is an idea they were going to have, we just jumped all over it. First of all, the marketing standpoint, to promote such an awesome event that's focused on kids. We don't have as many events that focus on, anywhere from 3 to 12 basically. So that opportunity is just awesome. But then the other side of it is we're promoting the philanthropic part of that, and that's what we want to focus on too, is giving back and also being a partner in the community for a good cause.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for talking with me.
No
this afternoon.
problem.
Now I'm here with John Kennedy, the president of Greenfield Banking Company, talking about GBC's Kidsville. So, can you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to start this program?
Well, I was convinced by a bank officer, and he was able to bring the idea that possibly we could do a program where we help kids understand banking and finances in general, and just open it up to our clients in the community.
So why do you think it's important to get kids thinking financially at an early age?
Oh, I think there's a large number of reasons why we want to do that. First of all, everything you do to help a kid understand basics of anything, I mean, like life in general, but in particular like finances, the checking account, how to balance a budget, things of that nature. I mean, that's going to do nothing but improve their understanding of how to watch their funds, watch over their funds, and also maybe to teach their siblings or their buddies, or help their parents on doing things of that nature. So it's very important because finances and money in this day and age is so important for everyone.
So the program Kidsville is an extension of Greenfield Banking Company and one of the services that it offers. So how does this program make you different from other banks?
I think every bank has some level of involvement with the younger customers. And one of the things that we do in particular at Greenfield Banking Company is that a lot of people don't realize this, but the bank is actually the banker for half this county. So where there's maybe 15 different banks that they can go to, Greenfield Banking Company has services that extend out to one of every two residents of Hancock County. And one of the advantages that we also have is since we reach so many people, we can reach more kids, more children. And when we reach the children, we also reach a lot of adults. And just because a person is a mom or dad doesn't necessarily mean they have all the knowledge from the standpoint of banking or budgeting or checking accounts. And when we help these kids out, they can go back and actually have an opportunity for mom and dad to sit in the audience, and it's really, it's a great advantage, just a great advantage. And I know how many times I've sat with my children and in their events, and I come out with as much knowledge gained as they did. And so it's everything we do from the standpoint of the Kidsville is an advantage to the whole community. We don't care if you're a bank client or not. And that's just like the other things like our entertainment on the plaza that we do like 8 Fridays during the summer for anyone, no matter where you bank. And it's the same thing for Kidsville. So we help anyone who's willing to sit down, and it's all part of entertaining, and it's fun, and I think kids learn a lot more and retain it longer when there's fun involved. So I think that's the whole basis for our Kidsville program.
Right, so it's focused around the kids, but the parents also learn something too.
Parents and grandparents.
And grandparents.
Oftentimes we have 2 or 3 kids, and you will see mom and dad, and then maybe one side of the grandparent to tag along. So it's really entertaining. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
I'm sure.
And there's a lot of knowledge gained, and not only for the child, but also for a couple of generations. And then if they go back and then they tell their neighbor about it, it's like bring the neighbor's kid here, whether they bank with us or not.
Right.
So that's pretty neat.
I'm sure. All right. Well, thank you for talking with me this afternoon.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of Puttin On the Fritz. I learned a lot about the program Kidsville, and don't forget to bring your kids in on Saturday, March 4th at 9:30 to be a part of the Kidsville program. For more information, call Greenfield Banking Company at the number at the bottom of the screen. Thanks for joining me.